Well, hey, everybody. How are y'all doing today? This is Najinski Mathonican, the founder and president of Helping Hands Credit Solutions. Wanted to bring in a wonderful topic actually to talk to you guys about because a lot of people are uneducated when it comes to the effects that student loans have. So, will they help you or will they hurt you? Is what we're actually going to be talking about today. I'm going to invite a couple of people in. And then once I invite them in, then we are definitely going to go ahead and talk about this topic. This is something that I feel that everybody should be educated on because a lot of people are misinformed whenever it comes to student loans, especially when you guys reach out to specialists and stuff like me. It's certain things that you want to happen with your student loans. So today, pretty much, I'm going to educate you on how student loans can affect you, whether it's good or bad. That way you can actually decide on what you actually want to do whenever it comes to student loans. Student loans are a big hurdle on people's credit reports, whether you're hiring a specialist or whether you're working on it yourself. This is something that you definitely need to know. So if you know somebody that actually has student loans, please tag them in on this video. I'm tagging a couple people in. Please share this video because the only way that we're actually going to be able to combat this crisis, because that's actually what it is through education. So that's why each week I come on and I give out free information. This is no charge. I'm not charging anybody to give this information out. Only thing I ask is that you don't be selfish and you keep it to yourself, but you actually share it. So just tagging a couple people in. Again, we are going to be talking about the effects of student loans today, whether it's going to help you or whether it's going to hurt you. So what I talk about, you basically want to put it into your situation because I'm going to be talking about a lot of different situations whenever it comes to student loans. So hopefully whatever I'm talking about is going to help you with your particular situation. If it is something I'm talking about that's not helping with your situation, definitely please ask me a question while I'm on this live so that we can get you educated. Or if you don't feel comfortable talking on this live, asking questions on the live, then definitely inbox me once this live is over so that you can be properly educated whenever it actually comes to student loans. Okay, so I'm inviting a couple people in just to go ahead and hear what I'm going to say, chime in, give your 2 cents, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, I think I've tagged enough people in to where we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm tuning in from Lancaster, you guys. Where are y'all tuning in from? While a couple more people are getting on, and I'm inviting just a couple more people. Give me 1 minute. I can assure you 60 seconds, and I will definitely go ahead and get to talking about our topic today. If you're just now tuning in, today we're going to be talking about student loans, the effect of student loans. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and ugly so that you can actually be properly educated whenever it comes to student loans. Okay, I tagged enough people in. All right. Hey, everybody. How are y'all doing? Mesquite's in the house. Thank you. Hey, sis. Thank you so much for being on. Going to go ahead and get started because I'm going to be respectful of everyone's time. If you have any questions, you can definitely interact with me while I'm on this live, or you can inbox me, or if you have my number, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to me. So the main thing that a lot of people talk about is student loans and how student loans will actually affect you. So first, we want to pretty much talk about student loans, how they're actually reporting on your credit report. So if you're a person that's actually in school, or if you have been in school and you're actually seeing student loans on your credit report, you're seeing it reporting several different ways. Sometimes people are thinking that they have a whole bunch of student loans. What's actually happening is that the student loans are notorious for this. Mortgage companies are as well. If you have a mortgage, or if you're going to consider getting a mortgage, just so you know, they're notorious for selling your debt, actually. So a lot of times you're actually seeing that student loan started off with Sally Mae, and then it was transferred to the Department of Education, and then it was transferred to Navient. So you're seeing all of these. Hey, sis, thanks for being on. So you're seeing all of these different, what appears to be different student loans, okay? But actually what's going on is that's one student loan that has actually been sold. So literally one student loan can literally show up on your credit report. I've seen it as many as 5 times. So just imagine if you have 3 or you have 4. So 4 student loans has literally went to appearing to be like 20 student loans on your credit report. Now I need you guys to understand that, because again, so if an account went from reporting 4 times to now it's pretty much reporting 20 times, how is that affecting you? All right. Well, if you were in default on your student loan the first time that it got transferred, the second time, the third, or even the fourth time, then each time is actually going to show a default, and that is going to hurt you tremendously. All right. So again, if your student loan has been sold to another lender and it was in default, okay, or you had an outstanding balance, that is going to hurt you, okay? So you want to make sure, well, right now everybody is blessed because due to COVID, everything had pretty much got thrown into an automatic forgiveness. Now let's come up to today, because I know people were like, okay, well, Biden is supposed to be forgiving the student loans. It's in the house, all this kind of stuff. I'm speaking of what's going on as of today, all right? All of that stuff is not set in stone yet. All of that stuff that they're talking about, the student loan forgiveness, all of that is what they're discussing, what they're talking about. I'm talking about what's going on right now today, all right? So the information that I'm telling you what is in place right now. Now, if they get the change in laws and all that other kind of stuff, then I would definitely do another live on that. But right now, that has not happened. And I don't know if y'all mama taught y'all, but my mama taught me don't count no money that ain't in your pocket, all right? So don't be dependent on that loan forgiveness to give you a reason as to why you're not getting your student loans and stuff together, all right? Now, back on up. So like I was saying, so one student loan can literally be sold to another or multiple lenders, to be honest with you. Now, what you want to look at on your credit report, because a lot of people are thinking that these student loans are reporting multiple times. That may be the case on some occasions, but most occasions that is not the case. What has happened is they have sold your student loans, okay? So how do you know this? Whenever you are looking on your actual credit report, all right, there is a place that actually says the original date, all right? That original date is the date that it actually was opened, pretty much, all right? And then you have the reporting date, okay? The reporting date is what you guys need to make sure that you're looking at, all right? Because all of those student loan lenders should not have the same reporting date, all right? Now, if they all are reporting on the same date, then that's an issue, because again, your student loan is only with one lender at a time. Now, a lender can sell your student loan, which at that time, then that's when the other lender is supposed to be reporting it 30 days after they purchased it, okay? So you should not have multiple lenders reporting the same date at the same time, all right? So that's what you guys want to look at whenever you're looking on your credit report and you're actually seeing what appears to be the same student loan, because when you're looking at the account number, that account number may be the same, but don't pay attention. Well, I'm not going to say don't pay attention to that, to the account number, but pay more attention to the date that it was actually reported, to actually make sure that they're not reporting your student loans the same time, because legally they cannot do that. That's when we step in as the credit repair experts. That's one thing that we're actually looking at, to actually make sure that they're actually reporting it correctly, okay? So again, if you have more than one student loan that's reporting at the same time, again, it's the same student loan, not one of them is secured and one of them is unsecured, all right? Because I know whenever you go to school, a lot of times you take out 2 loans at a time. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about 2 of the same loans, not two different loans, all right? So make sure that you're paying attention to that. Now, student loans can either help you or they can hurt you, all right? Now, a student loan is pretty much considered, some of them are reporting installment accounts and some of them are reporting revolving accounts. If they're reporting revolving accounts, that's even the better, all right? Now, whenever you have student loans on your actual credit report, and let's say right now, because you have a lot of people that's actually in the forbearance or whatever due to COVID, which should be ending at the end of this month on the 31st, unless something changes. So again, I'm speaking from what the laws and stuff is right now. And right now, y'all are coming out of forbearance on January the 31st of 2021, which means that you will be mandated to actually start paying those student loans back. All right. So this live that I'm doing today, I'm doing the live to give you some tips, give you some pointers on what needs to be done for January 31st if they do not do the forgiveness. All right. Let you know that, because I am a person that believes in preparing. All right. So again, so let's say that January 31st is the date that your student loans literally are supposed to be coming out of forbearance, and now you're going to be forced to actually start paying on your student loans. What you do not want to do is you do not want them to start garnishing your wages and stuff like that. Definitely tune in next week, because we're actually going to be talking about if student loans can garnish your wages, and we're actually going to talk about the class that student loans literally have been garnishing their wages and the age group, and it's actually going to surprise you. So definitely make sure that you're tuning in next week. Now back to what I was saying. So if you actually have student loans right now that are actually in forbearance due to the CARES Act that is going to be obsolete January 31st unless they make those changes, you need to start sending a payment on your student loans. All right. A lot of y'all are like, why? Why would I send payments on my student loan? The government said that it's in forbearance. They stated I don't have to pay anything. Why would I pay anything? Let me tell you why, all right? If you do not pay on your student loans, even though you are in forbearance, okay, the only thing that forbearance is doing is it is stopping the Department of Education or wherever your student loans is only stopping them from reporting it as default, all right? But one thing that a lender can actually see as well, and one thing I teach my clients about is, hey, I want you guys to look at the perspective as if you are a lender, all right? What the lender is going to do is they're going to look at the dates, all right, of that student loans, and then they're going to look at the amount. So if the amount of your student loan is steady increasing and it's not decreasing, then that right there already lets them know that you're not paying on your student loans, all right? I'm letting you know that right now, all right? So some people are like, well, how do they know this? This is how they know this, all right? They're looking at the dates and they're looking at the amounts. So if your student loan start off at one company with $3,000, now it's with another company, and now it's $3,500. That right there lets the lender know that, hey, not only did you not pay your past student loans, but now you still haven't even started to pay with this new lender, all right? And I told you guys a while back that there is a new system that has rolled out, okay? And they're actually checking your payment history, and they're checking these things before lenders are actually lending to you. So you're really shooting yourself in the foot if you are in forbearance and you're not sending any money to pay on your student loans, all right? Also, if you're paying on your student loans while your student loans are actually in forbearance, that's going to make your balance go down, which should overall have your credit go up, as long as you are not having any additional account hit your credit report and you're not over your spending limit whenever it comes to your credit cards, and you do not have any late payments, all right? You guys need to make sure that you're focusing on that. So you have to make sure that you're doing everything to maximize how much your credit scores are literally going to be increasing, all right? Some of you guys, your scores may just be going up just a little bit. But again, if you don't have any new accounts that are hitting, if your student loan balance is going down, if you're making your payments and stuff on time, that's going to maximize the increase of you getting your credit scores up. A lot of y'all, you're trying to fix your credit yourself, or you're going to credit repair experts and you're wanting your score to be a certain amount. The reason why no expert can guarantee a certain amount of score increasing is because we do not predict the future, all right? We don't know how you're going to pay your bills. We don't know if a new collection is going to show up on your account. We don't know if you're going to feel like you need to go shopping on that credit card and max it out, okay? So we can't speak for how you're going to spend your finances. Therefore, we cannot speak and tell you that we can guarantee or that we're going to get your scores up 20 points, 100 points, 30 points, anything like that. If anybody guarantees you any amount of your points increasing, I will run, okay, and I will run as fast as I could, because again, they cannot factor in what's going to show up on your credit report, all right, and how things are going to be done. So that's why you do not need to listen to people who lying to y'all, telling y'all we can get your credit score up in 30 days or 45 days or anything like that, because they don't know what is going to go on with your credit. All right. So you want to be sure that you're paying on that student loan, like I stated, so that you can maximize the increases of your credit score. Again, even though your credit is, or even though your student loans are in forbearance right now, that still can affect your credit. I tell my clients all the time, everybody that I talk to, even if they're not my clients, I let them know, if you owe student loans and you are literally trying to maximize the increase of your credit score, the first thing you need to start out with is your student loans. If you are not able to get any credit cards or any major financial power due to your credit, I'm telling you, you can redeem yourself by your student loans. Ask me how I know. That's exactly what I did. Anytime I come on and I'm talking to you guys about stuff, I speak to you guys about experience, all right? It's stuff that I've been through personally and what I've personally done and what has personally worked for me, all right? Hey, sis, thank you so much for being on, okay? So that's why you guys want to be sure that not only are you working on your credit, or not only are you getting your credit worked on, but you want to make sure that you're being educated during the process, because if you're not getting educated, or if you're not educating yourself, or if you are not educating yourself properly, then you can actually be doing more harm than you're actually doing good, okay? So again, if you are trying to redeem yourself, okay, your credit is shot, you owe all of these different people. If I had student loans, that's the first place I would start out with. I would start paying on my student loans, all right? How do we do that? Glad you asked. Okay, so whenever it comes to actually trying to figure out what student loan should you pay on because you feel like you have millions of them and you'll never get out of debt, the first student loan that you should actually start paying on is the least amount of student loan that is actually owed. When I talk to people all the time, the main thing that they're saying is their student loan is killing them. They're feeling like they'll never get out of student loan debt. And then when I look at their credit report and I say, oh, well, I see you have a couple of student loans, but the least amount that you actually owe is like $3,000 or $1,000 or something like that. Of course, I have another one on there to be like $60,000 or $80,000 or something like that. But I at least let them know, hey, start off with that least amount of student loan that you owe first, and start paying on that. Forget listening to people that's telling you to pay on what's the highest interest. Don't do that, family. I'm letting you know that now. The reason you do not want to do that is because you're not educated enough to know exactly how to work that system. And what's going to end up happening is that you're just going to be sitting in the bare minimum, all right, and your bare minimum is not even going to be touching your interest. So it's going to seem like you're paying your money for this highest interest loan that you actually have, and it's not even touching your principal. Okay? That's the reason why you do not want to go with the highest interest rate first. I know that has been taught to a lot of people. I didn't teach that. But it's a lot of people that think that they should go off of the highest interest rate first. Am I dropping y'all some gems? Am I teaching y'all some stuff? Drop me a 3 if I am teaching y'all some stuff, putting y'all on game on some stuff. Again, drop me a 3 if I'm putting you guys on game whenever it comes to these student loans. But anyways, so you want to pay on the least amount owed first, all right? And then once you pay that off, then that's when you want to start paying your next least amount of student loan owed. Hey, sis, thanks for being on. That's when you actually want to start paying on your next amount of student loan, all right? Again, we want to start with the least. Do not start with the student loan that you owe the most interest on first. No, do not do that, all right? Again, the reason why we're not going to do that is because it's going to seem like, hey, sis, it's going to seem like we're actually spinning our wheels here. And the whole point of sending money in is to literally decrease our debts and stuff, right? Right. That's the whole point. But a lot of y'all don't even send in enough money to even touch the principal. If the student loan company tell y'all that y'all only have to pay $25, guess what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna say, well, the student loan people said I only had to pay $25, so I sent in my $25. Just know that $25 is not usually enough to even cover your interest. So before you start sending in payments, you first need to find out how much interest are you being charged a day, okay? Student loans are different than these regular lenders. Student loans, you are getting hit with interest a day, all right? Letting you know that now. So you need to go online to actually find out exactly how much interest is your student loans charging you. And then when they tell you that amount, ask them, are they giving you the amount per day? Or are they giving you the amount for the month? So once you find out what that rate is, then that's when you'll know how much more money you need to send in. If they're only requesting you send $25 and that $25 literally is not touching your principal, then you need to send in $50. Again, send in what you can afford to send. All you have to do is send it in. I ain't say nothing about calling them people and saying, hey, I want to start sending in money every month. Did I tell you to do that? No, I did not tell you to do that. So please do not misunderstand. And the reason why you do not want to call the student loans and agree to a certain amount is because just because you can afford to pay $50 this month does not mean you're going to be able to afford to pay $50 next month, right? So why would you call them and tell them that, hey, I want to set up a payment plan for $50 a month? Because the first time that you miss that payment plan, then they're going to put you in default, and then you won't even qualify for another payment plan. Just letting you know that right now. So again, we are talking about stuff that's going to help us, all right? Not hurt us. Do not call those student loan people and tell them that you're going to start making a payment. Let me repeat that again. Do not call the student loan people and tell them that you're going to start making a payment. The only thing you need to find out from them is how much interest are you being charged each month, okay? A lot of y'all are in deferment or forbearance until January 31st. So y'all can start sending in payments and stuff now. You can go online and send in your payments, or however, I don't know. I don't have student loans. Glory be to God. I paid my student loans out probably about 4 years ago. Praise the Most High. All right. Y'all can't pay me to get no more student loans. It took me 11 years to pay my student loans off. So for those people who say, man, you don't understand. Oh, yes, I do understand. But when I got my butt out of that hole, I will not get myself back in that hole again. All right. And that's how it is with a lot of y'all. Another thing that y'all are doing. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. This is like my pet peeve here. All right. A lot of y'all, you have student loans on your credit report, right? You cannot afford to pay those student loans. Why the heck are y'all going back to school? Yeah, I said I'm going to say something that a lot of people will not say. Yes, I'm going to say that. If you cannot pay those student loans off that you already have on your credit report, why in the heck would you go back to school to literally get back in more debt? And a lot of y'all, I already know what a lot of y'all going to say. Well, I got to go to school to make the money. Didn't you go to school the first time? Huh? Didn't you go to school the first time? All right. So why the heck are you back in school again? So that right there, we got to use our common sense, and we got to quit following what other people are saying, because that don't even make no sense. That's like an oxymoron right there. That makes no sense at all. Okay, well, I got this degree, I got that degree, but those degrees weren't good enough. So now I got to go back to school again to get me another degree so I can make more money. No. That is a lie from the devil. I'm letting y'all know that now. That is a lie from the devil. If you cannot afford to go to school, then you do not need to go to school. And if y'all have not looked up, baby, entrepreneurs is on the rise, all right? It's a lot of people who are making millions, who are making six figures, literally, who did not go to school. You need to find your niche. You need to find what you're good at and literally start working that, all right? Create your own school. You don't need to continuously go into dang debt. Yeah, and a lot of y'all, like I say, y'all are, man, when I see some people credit reports and I see how much they owe, and a lot of y'all know I ain't lying. Y'all be like, I'm going back to school. I'll be like, why? Why you going back to school? And then you working on trying to get you a dang house. Now you got $150,000 in debt. Because again, a lot of y'all may not know, but whenever you're actually getting ready to go, and try to get a house, they factor in your debt to income ratio. And that student loan, that is considered debt. So you're literally cheating yourself on getting a wonderful home, all because of these student loans that y'all owe. And then y'all got the nerve to keep going back to school. That's it. Stop it. Like, y'all need to cut it out. Y'all need, yep, that's right, sis. YouTube University is free 99. Google University, free 99. Okay, these days it really does not matter. You don't have to have a degree. Okay, now maybe 10 years ago or something like that, they lied to us and told us that we had to have a dang degree, and then a lot of times you got a degree and only got paid minimum wage for whatever job description that was. So you don't went to school and got into debt thinking that you finna be making $75K a year, and you just now starting out, so they only starting you off with like $45K. So you already getting underpaid, and you still gotta pay your student loans back. Letting y'all know now, that's like my pastor say, that's an issue. All right, y'all need to check yourself before y'all wreck yourself. And in 2021, we are speaking growth, we're speaking prosperity, and we're speaking education. Okay, a lot of times we've been in our situations because we was misinformed or uninformed. Well, 2021, y'all gonna be informed. All right, so if y'all decide to do the okie doke, then that's on you. But at least you can't say, oh, well, I didn't know. Didn't nobody tell me nothing. I was just walking blindsided. You don't have to walk blindsided. You walking blindsided now because that's what you want to do. All right. You guys get free education. YouTube. What is it? Google. And you have to be careful with that too, because man, Google be lying like a mug. All right. I'm just letting y'all know now. All right. Google be putting some stuff on there. I'll be like, are you serious? Like, how did this even get on Google? So you got to be careful with that. What somebody say? Well, it depends on the field. Some need those extra degrees. Sis, do not get on here posting that line to these people, all right? If they need those extra degrees for a field that they're actually in, then their employer needs to pay for it. They should not be getting in debt literally for a job, and the job is going to lay them off in about 20 years anyway. I mean, come on now, let's just keep it real. No. If you're working at a job that literally requires an extended degree or wants you to be more educated, tell them to pay for it. Why should I go in debt for a company that I'm not even sure that I'm even going to be here at this company? Hey, sis, thanks for being on. I'm just being real. All right. Again, we have to think. We have to think. All right. And again, I ain't getting in debt for no dang company. I'm letting you know that right now. I know people that has worked for companies, they have dang near broken their back for these companies. And as soon as it's time for them to get their pension, or as soon as it's time for them, they done got injured or something like that, these jobs let them go. All right? So heck no, ain't nowhere in the world you can get me to believe that if I go work for a job and they say that I need more credentials, that I'm going to pay for it. Heck no, they better pay for it. If they ain't paying for it, I ain't getting it. All right? And I know that they'll pay for it. If you at the right job, I'm just letting you know that real. It's several places that I've literally went to that they stated that they wanted me to have a higher education. You know what I told them? Are you paying for it? They told me tuition reimbursement. Now, I don't even believe in no tuition reimbursement. I need my reimbursement right now. All right? I need the money so that I can go and enroll in school right now. If you can't reimburse me right now, then ain't no such thing as payment reimbursement, because I've even seen some people who even did the dang payment reimbursement, right? And literally as soon as it was about time for them to graduate, all of a sudden they got fired. Or it was a layoff. So if you ask me, it was a setup, all right? I done got set up so many times, y'all. I ain't trying to get set up no more. If I get set up on something, man, somebody done completely blindsided me, all right? I'm just letting y'all know right now. I ain't falling for that okie doke. I done fell for the okie doke, and I know a lot of people that has failed for the okie doke, you guys, especially when it comes to these employers. What somebody say? For real, long as you know your craft, that's all you need, no matter where you learn it from. It's called research correctly. Yes. All right. So again, with these student loans, we're getting out of debt. All right. That's what our whole plan is, family. 2021, we are going to do what we need to do to get out of debt. Now, everybody's not going to be out of debt by the end of 2021. Okay. I'm a realistic person and I keep it real. But what I will say is that we're going to start on getting out of debt in 2021. All right. We're going to do it one penny at a time. You don't even have to have thousands of dollars and stuff to literally start getting out of debt, all right? Because you watch me every Tuesday. I'm going to be giving y'all free tips. Again, it's totally up to y'all to take full-fledged advantage of these tips to benefit your family. If you do not take advantage of these tips, then it's not going to hurt me. If you do take advantage of the tips, you know, it's not going to help me. I'm just being real. It's going to help you, and it's going to help your family, and it's going to help your situation. And a lot of you guys that are actually on here, you are the only financially mindseted person in your family. So you changing and you getting your life in order, you'll be surprised how many people literally are right there following you. Me, anybody that knew me probably like 10 years ago, you already know that when it came to finances and spending, I cared nothing. If I wanted it, I was gonna get it. I ain't care who I owed. I owed everybody. I may owe some of y'all that work for these big companies and stuff. Just keeping it real. I kept saying what I wasn't gonna pay for. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real. But then a time came to where I felt, again, this is just me speaking. I'm not speaking for y'all situation. But for me, I felt that my kids deserved more. I felt that my kids should be raised in a house to where they can run around in their own backyard. Shoot, I feel that, we needed a house to where we can do whatever the heck we want to and not have to worry about no neighbors and stuff that's complaining. Or, if you stay in an apartment and you stay in the upstairs and stuff, man, you can walk in your neighbor sitting up there talking about you stomping. All right? And don't let it be the wrong neighbor and they go report your butt. Now you got a dang noise violation on your dang apartment door. All right? So I got tired of all that. I got tired of getting into it with my neighbors. I got tired of threatening the people in the dang apartments. All right. And then I end up getting put out any dang way because, shoot, you put something on my door, I'm coming to see you. All right. So my attitude was too bad, y'all. I'm just being real. My attitude was too bad to be staying in apartments. All right. Because I was always ready to jump on somebody. If it wasn't the people in the apartments that worked there, it was one of my dang neighbors. All right. And I know I ain't the only one. All right. No, I ain't the only one. So I literally started working on my credit, and I was like, you know what? I ain't going to be able to get nothing with this. When I tell y'all I owed everybody, I owed dang near every bank because back then we used to hit those licks. All right, y'all know what licks I'm talking about. Everybody I owed. I felt like I ain't finna pay nobody. Matter of fact, you can come collect it at the funeral. Y'all, I was so thrown off. I still am kind of thrown. I was so thrown out to where I don't even want to pay for no funeral. Matter of fact, as much harm as the state of Texas done caused me, I done told my kids, don't even collect my body. Matter of fact, make them pay for it. I don't need no tombstone. I don't care about me being buried in a box. As much hell as they gave me, I ain't even finna pay for no funeral. All right? I'm just letting y'all know. So, had to get my life in order. Had to get my mind right. I'm letting y'all know now, I still don't want to pay for no funeral. So, I ain't paying for no funeral. I hope my kids don't take my life insurance money to pay for no funeral. I don't even want no funeral. But anyways, back to the topic on student loans or whatever that we're talking about. I had, how many student loans did I owe? I think it was about 6. I think I owed like about 6 student loans. And honestly, y'all, I felt like I would never pay my student loans off. I know that I'm not the only one that has been here to where people have literally been telling them, man, I'm a die owing student loans. That's literally what my mindset was. That's what I thought, because literally everybody owes student loans, and that's what everybody has said. Hey, I'm a die owing student loans. Well, one day I said, you know what? I gotta take responsibility, or whatever. Let me go ahead and get my life right. So the first thing I did, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The first thing I did is I went online and I looked to see which one of those schools that I went to school for that was no longer in business. All right. And it was a couple of them, because the student loans and stuff I had, it was for me going to them stupid trade schools, supposed to learn the trade, to be a medical assistant, to be a pharmacy tech, those type of trade schools that I'm talking about. I went to so many of those dang up schools, y'all. So I went online and I looked to actually see how many of those were literally out. Stanford Brown Institution, I noticed, was no longer on there. So guess what? I sure did dispute that. Hey, this whole thing needs to come off. And then once I looked into the Stanford Brown, then I actually looked even deeper to see how much money did the federal government send them, right? So then when I looked, I seen that it was a certain time frame that I was supposed to go to school. And if I did not go to school during that time, then they had to send that money back to the federal government. So once I figured that out, now look, okay, all this needs to come out, because y'all received y'all money back. So why is the school saying that I owe them, and why is the federal government saying that I owe them? I'm letting y'all know now, they be doing some shiesty stuff, all right? So once I realized that the school was no longer in business, then I went ahead and I challenged that, and I actually ended up getting that school actually removed off of my credit report. Then when it came to the federal, who was it then? federal loans or whatever. At that time, I don't know if you still can because it was a little bit back. I called them. And I basically, let them know, hey, the school that I went to, I gave them the dates, I gave them the amounts, I had everything, all right? You would have thought I was an accountant, all right? I had all those dates, and I had the amounts, and then I actually had the disclosure that pretty much state that if you didn't go to school for a certain amount of time, that the school literally had to refund the money back. So I even had the proof to show that the school had sent them the money back. So once I provided all that, now all this took a long process, y'all. It may have been 5 months or so going back and forth, going back and forth, going back and forth, all right? So you have to be patient, and you have to be willing not to give up. So then finally, after they seen that, then, hey, there was 2 accounts pretty much that I had actually got removed, right? So then I actually ended up looking at another student loan account, and I seen that for a long time, I literally was doing good. The only reason I was doing good was because I was in default. In forbearance. And whenever you're in forbearance, or if you're in deferment, then it's not going to report that you have been default. Instead, on your payment status, it's going to show paid. So then, that's when I found the least amount of student loan that I actually owed. Y'all, I started sending $5, $3 checks. Yes, it was costing them more to cash my check than it was that I actually owed. Yes, letting y'all know that now. I was sending $5, $3, $10, whatever I could afford to actually send. And before you knew it, shoot, I ended up getting a letter and said, you paid off your student loans. I said, what? And that was one. And once I got that one paid off, first of all, y'all already know I'm motivated because I got one of them. I got a school that was actually removed because it's no longer in business. And then I was able to get one of the loans removed off, or the amount updated, because I didn't want the one that the federal loan was actually showing up. I did not want that one removed. I wanted it to actually be updated to show that I had paid, and I wanted it to stay there so that it could help build my credit history, all right? So I didn't want that one removed. And that's another thing that y'all need to consider whenever you're disputing your student loans, or you're calling an expert and asking them to dispute those student loans. It's certain student loans that you literally do not want them to dispute. You actually want to redeem yourself from that so that you can actually reestablish your credit. A lot of times your student loan is the longest account that you've actually had on your credit report. So you want to do your best to literally get that account in good standing. All right. And that's like I said, that's why I would start with my student loan, the least amount that's actually owed. You have until January the 31st as of now, while you are still in a forbearance, so that you can actually start paying on that. Let me see. Somebody said something. There are companies that will pay you to go to school. Just research it. Going into business for yourself is key. No more school debts for me. Me either, sis. Me either. And there are some programs and stuff that will actually pay for you to go to school depending on what you're actually doing. Like me, I just went to school. What's today? That's a shame. I don't even know. Oh, it's January. It's a whole new year. All right. Last year, one of my best friends, she actually was a victim of like domestic violence situation. And they actually told her about a program that would pay for her to go to school for pharmacy tech. So she actually was going to school for pharmacy tech, and she actually told me about the program or whatever, because the program literally started off for those who was affected being domestic violence situations. But then they opened up the program to literally pretty much anybody who wanted to actually go to school. I ain't want to go to school no more. But hey, it was paid for, right? At Richland College here in Texas, Richland Community College. So it was at a real college, actually. And so I went to school for pharmacy tech. And I could be working in a pharmacy right now, but I don't want to work in no dang on pharmacy. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I only went to school because it was free. I didn't have to pay for it. Anybody that knows anything about me, they know that I love education. I love learning. So for me going to school from pharmacy tech, I don't owe no student loans. Matter of fact, they pay for my background. They pay for my fingerprints. They pay for all of my books. They even pay for the dang teachers and stuff like that, because they said we got a scholarship. So the scholarship that they said that we had got, it literally paid for everything that we needed, or grant, scholarship, whatever you want to call it. But you know how many people are literally taking out loans to go to school for a pharmacy tech? Y'all have to research whatever field that you're actually in. You have to research, because there are companies and there are grants and there are different things out there literally that will help you, especially if you are a minority. They have so many different things for minorities. All right. So y'all definitely want to be sure that you're taking full-fledged advantage of that. On-time payments. It's very important that you're making your payments on time whenever it comes to your student loans, because again, that can help or hurt you. So that's why you want to make sure that you're making your payments and stuff on time, as well as if you're in deferment or forbearance, you want to send in however much you can afford to send in. All right. Late payments will hurt your credit. If your student loans go into default, oh my goodness, that's going to tremendously hurt your credit. Another reason why you guys want to pay on your student loans, especially if you have a private lender, because the private lenders do not work with you as much as the federal, what are they called? As opposed to if your student loans are federal student loan, those are usually easier to work with as opposed to if you literally have a personal student loan. Okay. So you want to know the difference, and you want to be sure that you get on game with that. All right. Sorry, everybody texting me, messaging me while I'm talking to you. All right. Taking out new loans, okay? Taking out any new loans is literally going to hurt your credit. So even y'all who are talking about you're going to go back to school and stuff like that, you are still having to take out a new loan literally just to go back to school, and that is going to hurt you. So before you go back to school, I would definitely encourage you to go ahead and start paying on the student loans that you have now. Now, for those people, I already know who y'all next thing come. Oh, well, they say I qualify for the loan forgiveness. Did you read those stipulations for that loan forgiveness? Probably not. All right. Let me just give you just a little bit of that loan forgiveness. All right. The loan forgiveness is if you're in your financial situation for 10 years, all right, then your loan will be forgiven. How many people is finna be in that same situation for 10 years? Or why would you even try to risk that? Why wouldn't you at least start paying on what you can afford to pay right now? And then maybe within that 10-year time, if your situation haven't changed, then they'll even just forgive that amount. So quit looking for people to give y'all stuff for free. You know, you literally have to help yourself, all right? Quit expecting the government to step in and take care of a problem that you created, all right? Y'all did that with that student loans. Didn't nobody make y'all go to school? So don't do it. Make it right. You messed up. Okay, it's time to, put your pants on like a grown person and take responsibility. Quit blaming everybody else for your irresponsibility. I've even had some people, I asked them, I said, why you ain't pay your student loan back? They say, I can't afford it. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, but I'm supposed to be enrolling in school in the fall. I'm like, are you serious? You saying that you living paycheck to paycheck, but you're about to go back to school, and you had already went to school, and you didn't find a job doing that, but you really think that you're going to find another job doing something else? I mean, I just want y'all to really think about stuff before y'all do it, all right? Like, really think about this stuff, because it really does not make sense, all right? All right, length of credit history. The length of your credit history is literally going to help your credit report. I mean, it's going to help your scores, as well as it's going to help your credit report. All right. It's what's in your credit report that actually makes up your scores. For those who did not know, they're like, hey, how are these credit scores generated? It's actually the things that's in your credit report that generate your scores. So that's why you want to go ahead and do your best to fix your student loans that's in your credit report, because inadvertently, that's actually going to help increase your credit scores. All right. Am I helping y'all out? Am I giving y'all some good stuff? Drop me a 2. Drop me a 2. I see y'all laughing at me. But it is what it is, y'all. Y'all know I got to keep it real. All right. So defaulting on your loan, we already talked about that. Defaulting on your loan is going to tremendously hurt your credit scores. All right. And a lot of y'all are going to come out of the forbearance whenever it comes to January the 31st. All right. As of today, they are still stating that January the 31st is the last date that you guys will be in that payment. What is it? Forbearance. I couldn't even think of the dang word I was looking for. In that forbearance, January the 31st is going to be the last day that you're going to be in that forbearance. All right. Today is the 18th. So you guys still have time to actually come up with a plan on what you're going to do to actually start paying your student loans back, just in case your president, Joe Biden, does not do the forgiveness whenever it comes to the student loans. All right. So you want whatever Joe is going to say to be literally your backup plan. All right. So today you guys need to be making a plan A whenever it comes to your student loans. Okay. Can y'all type plan A? I want y'all to type plan A in the comments. Plan A, because that's what you're going to start with today. You're going to come up with an actual plan, all right? And don't forget, you guys are going to be, if you don't know already, you're going to go online or you're going to call to actually find out how much interest your student loans are actually being charged. So you can pretty much know how much you actually need to pay. Even some of those people who are only paying $5 a month, if you can afford to pay $10 a month, then go ahead and pay that $10. And whenever you guys say that I can't afford this, just know that you really know what you can't afford. And when you lie to yourself, you're only hurting yourself. All right? So make sure that you keep it real with yourself on what you know that you can do, what you know that you can afford, and make sure that you actually start doing that. Again, your debt is going to go down, which inadvertently should increase your credit scores. Your confidence, that's what it is. Your confidence is going to go up because you're going to feel like you have accomplished something because you have been able to get something down, and you're going to see your scores and stuff actually going up. Okay, so invest in yourself. 2021, invest in yourself. Instead of paying that money to go to school, you need to use that money and literally pay off your debt. And something else should tell you something. How is it that you can get approved for a loan to go to school, but you can't even get approved for a loan to get you a car? Or you can't even get approved for a loan, to get a credit card. These simple things, well, they're not simple, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying when it comes to that. Well, all right, y'all. I hope that I have been a blessing to y'all today. I hope that you have been educated or gotten some clarity whenever it comes to your student loans. Y'all can find us on Google. Y'all can find us on TikTok. Yeah, we on TikTok now. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter. And you can find us on Instagram. So definitely make sure that y'all hollering at us, letting people know about us. We are doing our best to educate as many people as possible. Coming soon this year, once I can get it figured out, you actually will have Helping Hands Credit Solution on the Google Play. So we will be having an app this year, 2021. So everybody got an iPhone or Android, computer, anything with the dang Google Play, you will be able to find Helping Hands Credit Solutions on that. We're working on that actually right now. Not sure how long that's going to take because y'all know I ain't computer savvy or anything like that, but that's what we're working on right now. So hopefully by summertime, if not sooner, you guys will actually be able to download our app. Again, check us out on TikTok. Check us out on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, just about all of the social media outlets that you guys can think of. If we ain't on there, then just know we coming soon because we plan on being on all platforms so that we can educate the people as much as possible. I honestly, truly want to thank each and every one of y'all for being on each Tuesday. Come on live at 11 a.m. Thank y'all so much for sharing, for those who share, for those who've been sending people to my actual page or to the business page to get more information. Thank you so much. Again, it costs you $0 to share this information that can literally help somebody else out. If I have been a blessing, if you have learned some stuff today, if you don't mind, please writing a Google review on Google. All you have to do is go to google.com and type in Helping Hands Credit Solutions, and then you'll actually see us. And then if you can go ahead and just write us an honest review. Again, thank y'all for everything that y'all have been doing. Love y'all for y'all's support. We speaking growth. We're speaking prosperity. If you have questions, definitely don't hesitate to reach out. Now, again, if you have a lot of questions, I will be sending you my link to where you can actually schedule a consultation call. And that way we can go ahead and go over all of your questions. But as far as trying to pick my brain and stuff like that, all of that is over. All right. I hope y'all took full-fledged advantage of that in 2020, because 2021, I ain't doing it. All right. If you have one simple question, then I will more than be happy to answer that simple question for you. But if you have multiple questions, and if you have something tailored to your specific situation, and you need me to look at your credit report, please respect my time and schedule you a consultation call. All right. So that we can go over that. All right. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Have a blessed day.